A spoonful of olive oil. That's it. That's what the oldest practicing heart doctor in the US credits as one of the secrets to staying biologically young. And now, research confirms it. Just 1 tablespoon a day could help you outlive your genes and outsmart the #1 killer of older adults. The food is simple. The science is powerful. Heart disease remains the leading cause of death for people over 50. And for many, it runs in the family. But here's what most people don't know. Your genes may load the gun, but your habits pull the trigger. And according to Dr. Michael Roizen, a 78-year-old cardiologist with the heart of a 50-year-old, food choices matter more than you think. In this video, we'll break down exactly what you should eat daily and weekly to strengthen your arteries, balance your pressure, and possibly live well into your 90s or beyond. Let's start with the first mistake most people make. Mistake. I don't have symptoms, so my heart must be fine. Susan was 67. She didn't smoke. Her weight was normal. She even walked 3 miles a day with her neighbor. By all accounts, she felt healthy. No chest pain, no dizziness, just the usual tiredness now and then. The kind you blame on getting older. But after a routine knee surgery, something unexpected happened. Doctors ran a post-op scan and found signs of silent ischemia, reduced blood flow to her heart muscle. Susan was shocked. "How could this be?" she asked. "I feel fine." That's the problem. Up to 80% of heart attacks in older adults are silent, meaning there are no warning signs, no dramatic collapse, just a slow buildup. Sometimes it feels like heartburn, other times like fatigue or shortness of breath when walking uphill. But many people shrug it off, and that delay, that sense of false security, becomes deadly. According to the Cleveland Clinic, most people only start changing their diet after the damage is already done. Dr. Michael Roizen calls it the slow leak nobody notices until the tire blows. But here's the real truth. You control over 80% of how fast your heart ages. Not your doctor, not your genetics, you. So the question isn't, do I feel fine? The question is, am I giving my heart the daily support it actually needs? Coming up next, we'll uncover the one simple ingredient this 100-year-old cardiologist eats every single day to strengthen blood vessels and lower inflammation. It might already be in your kitchen, but the way you use it makes all the difference. Stay with me. Fix number 1, the olive oil habit. It's not exotic, it's not expensive, and it's probably sitting in your pantry right now. Olive oil, but not just any kind. We're talking about extra virgin olive oil, the kind that's cold-pressed, deep green, and full of heart-protective compounds. A 2022 study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that people who consumed just 1 tablespoon a day had a 15% lower risk of heart disease. Why? Because olive oil is like liquid gold for your arteries. It reduces inflammation. It protects your blood vessels from oxidative damage, and it keeps your arteries flexible instead of stiff and narrow. Dr. Ichiro Kawachi, a public health professor at Harvard, once said, "It's not just what you eat, it's the small, consistent habits over decades that shape your heart's destiny." And this is one of them. Many people in the blue zones, the regions where people live the longest, begin their day with a teaspoon of olive oil on an empty stomach. Simple, intentional, and powerful. You don't need to cook with it. Just drizzle it over steamed greens. Mix it with lemon and garlic for a homemade dressing, or even use it in place of butter on whole grain toast. Pro tip: look for dark glass bottles and the label Extra Virgin, First Cold Press. Avoid clear plastic bottles sitting under supermarket lights. Have you tried adding olive oil to your daily routine? Tell us in the comments, and let's learn from each other, because up next, we're revealing a surprising nutrient that boosts circulation, almost like taking a 10-minute walk. You won't believe where it hides. Fix number 2, dark chocolate. Yes, really. It sounds indulgent, even a little rebellious. Chocolate as heart medicine? But science says yes, if you choose the right kind. Not milk chocolate, not the sugar-laden bars at checkout aisles. We're talking about dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or higher. Why? Because dark chocolate is rich in flavanols, powerful plant compounds that help relax blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and lower blood pressure. A Harvard meta-analysis confirmed that just 20 grams per day, about a square or two, can improve something called endothelial function. That's the ability of your blood vessels to expand and contract properly. It's critical for circulation, oxygen delivery, and heart health. Think of it like this. A square of dark chocolate might do for your arteries what a 10-minute brisk walk does for your legs. And here's where it gets personal. David, a 62-year-old retiree in Colorado, struggled with post-dinner sugar cravings. His doctor told him to cut back on sweets, especially cookies and ice cream, but going cold turkey didn't work. So instead, David made one small shift. He replaced his desserts with a single square of 85% dark chocolate. It satisfied his sweet tooth. But more importantly, his next blood pressure reading showed a measurable drop. He didn't feel deprived, he felt empowered. So, what should you look for? Choose bars with 70 to 85% cacao. Avoid brands with added milk, sugar alcohols, or artificial sweeteners. Stick to 1 to 2 small pieces per day, and savor them. Have you tried swapping your dessert for dark chocolate? Leave a comment below. Your tip might help someone else. Next, we're diving into a food that rewires your fat intake and protects your heart from the inside out. Fix number 3, the fish flip. For most of his life, Henry believed steak was strength. Sunday roast, Tuesday meatloaf, burgers on Friday. Red meat wasn't just food, it was tradition. But at 72, Henry's doctor gave him a wake-up call. His LDL cholesterol was creeping higher, and a recent scan showed early signs of arterial plaque. No heart attack yet, but the path was clear. That's when Henry's daughter suggested something simple. "Dad, just try salmon instead, once a week." Reluctantly, he agreed. It wasn't just a swap, it was a shift. Because salmon, along with sardines, mackerel, and anchovies, is packed with omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA. These compounds are anti-inflammatory, help regulate heart rhythm, and protect the lining of your blood vessels. One large-scale Harvard study found that eating just 2 servings of oily fish per week reduced the risk of fatal heart attacks by up to 35%. Not bad for a grocery store ingredient. Henry's go-to now, lemon garlic salmon in foil, 15 minutes in the oven, served with steamed spinach, sweet potato, and a drizzle of olive oil. He still misses his burgers, but he doesn't miss the rising blood pressure. Not a fan of fish? Try omega-3 fortified eggs or a tablespoon of ground flaxseed in your oatmeal. It's not quite the same, but it's a step in the right direction. What about you? Do you already eat fish weekly? Or is this your first time considering it? In our final fix, we're not focusing on what's on your plate, but what's in your glass, and why it matters more than most people think. Stay with me. Fix number 4. Hydrate before meals. It's one of the simplest changes you can make, and yet, it might be the one that makes all the difference. Imagine this. A 72-year-old named Bill used to feel sluggish after meals. He chalked it up to aging. But then his cardiologist asked him a simple question. Do you drink water before you eat? Not during, not after. Before. Turns out, Bill rarely did. But within a week of starting this one habit, a full glass of water 10 minutes before each meal, everything began to shift. Less bloating, fewer cravings, more energy after lunch instead of a nap. Here's why it works. According to the Mayo Clinic, mild dehydration in older adults can elevate blood pressure, thicken the blood, and strain the heart. And when we eat without proper hydration, the digestive system has to work harder, often leaving us feeling tired, bloated, or even dizzy. Pre-meal hydration acts like a primer for your heart and gut. It eases digestion, prevents salt overload, and helps you feel full, naturally. Dr. Michael Roizen, a leading voice in preventive medicine, recommends starting every meal with 8 to 10 ounces of water. Add a slice of lemon or a few mint leaves if plain water feels boring. Have you tried drinking water before meals? Leave a comment if you've noticed a difference. Your tip might help someone else. And in the next segment, we're going to tie all of this together. What happens when these tiny habits compound over time? The answer might just change how you see the next 10 years of your life. Healthy living doesn't require a complete overhaul. It begins with small, thoughtful steps repeated daily. Adding a spoonful of healthy fat, choosing smarter sweets, reaching for water before each meal, including heart-friendly foods throughout the week, Each action may seem minor on its own, but together they lay the foundation for a stronger heart, better energy, and greater vitality as we age. Consistency matters more than perfection, and starting is more important than waiting. Which of these habits feels most doable for you right now? Leave a comment. Your insight could encourage someone else to take their first step too. Next, we'll look at a common health food that may not be as heart-friendly as it claims. Your grocery list is more powerful than your prescription pad. Olive oil, a few squares of chocolate, a plate of fish instead of red meat. These aren't trends, they're time-tested, doctor-approved tools for a longer, stronger life. You don't need to change everything, just begin with one forkful. And if you're ready to age with intention, drop a heart in the comments below. Let's live smarter, longer, together. And next time, we'll expose a so-called health food that may actually speed up aging. You won't want to miss it.